Hey guys, this week for Weapons Wednesday, we're going to look at some of our newest weapons, including these everyday carry items, and Will's going to help me out. But before we begin, if you could just like this video and subscribe to our channel, that would be awesome. Well, isn't this so exciting? We finally have the new YouTube studio all set up and ready to go. There's still going to be some changes to it over the weeks, but it's looking pretty good, I think. So I invited Will to come and join us today on the video, so he's going to kind of give us his take on different products. As usual, Amanda went back into the warehouse and she grabbed a bunch of items, packaged them up for us so we don't know what they are. So that way we'll be able to give a fair and honest review of each product. I think it's going to be exciting. And then look at all the stuff that I bought to possibly hit. I don't know what Amanda's got for us. We've got Dr. Thunder. That's exciting. We've got the Fanta from last week. If you saw last week's video, you saw that this made a huge mess, so I'm excited for that. I actually brought tomato condensed soup. I thought this can would be good to try to hit, so that would be fun. I got this carbonated water stuff, which, as you know, blows up really, really nicely. This is a nice and clear liquid, and it won't hurt our shirts as well, so that's good. We also have a pineapple, and then this. Now, this was actually very difficult to find. This is a mini coconut, and you would not believe how difficult it is to find a coconut in Phoenix. Very difficult. I had to go to all kinds of produce stores. This is the best I could find, but I figure a coconut has a really thick skin, so if we get something where we've got to crush a coconut or break a coconut, it's going to be perfect. So we're going to have some fun today. So without further ado, Amanda, why don't you hand us the very first item?
There you go.
All right, Will, you go ahead, open that sucker up.
All right, let's take a look.
What do we got? Oh, cool. Nice. Okay, these things are called the black spiked knuckles and the stonewash spiked knuckles. So why don't you open up that guy? We'll open up this guy. We'll just take a look. Look at that. That is awesome. But one thing, as I'm opening these, my brain's just ringing. Okay, guys, it's very important to check your local laws on this stuff. The thing is, every state, every country, every city, every municipality has different laws when it comes to weapons. And those laws actually pertain to what can be sold there, what can be owned there, and what can be carried there. So it's so important that you check your local laws before even thinking about ordering something like this. But this is awesome. I actually like this, and it's comfortable too, right?
Great grip, great grip, yeah.
You know, I feel like my hand would feel very comfortable using this thing. So I'm totally digging this. It's got these spikes on it. It looks like it is made out of a steel, and that one's got a matte black finish, which is nice. And this one has a stonewash finish, which the matte black is nice because that's stealthy. That's cool. Yeah. But the stonewash is nice because it just looks awesome. I mean, I just love the look of that thing. I think that's so cool. Let's see, they're approximately 4.5 inches wide by 3.25 inches tall, and they weigh approximately 5.3 ounces. So that's kind of hefty, right?
Yeah.
Like,
solid in the hands.
Solid in the hands. I like that. So let's see. What do we want to use these on? What should we do?
Well, let's see.
All right, we got to try the coconut.
Should we try the
sure.
coconut?
Coconut
We gotta go with the coconut.
do you think we can do the coconut in here, or is that going to be messy?
That's gonna be messy, so.
Okay, so we're not going to do the coconut in here. We'll bring that outside. And then, oh, you know what? We got to do the canned soup. Yeah. The canned soup for sure. But this is going to splatter all over the place.
It's going to be a mess, yeah. This is going to get messy.
So you know what, Amanda? Can you grab Oh, perfect, yeah. Okay, so we've got...
I got it.
Awesome. Okay, what size is this? So this is a size 5. In martial arts uniforms, I always wear a 6 or a 7. But this is one of the returned uniforms, right? Yeah, so this one was returned by someone who washed it. So we can't resell a washed uniform, so... I guess we'll just use it as kind of like a raincoat, like a poncho. So let's actually try this on. Now this is going to be way too small for me, but let's just see how it fits. Take off my shoes really quick. I wear slip-on shoes, not because I'm lazy, just because they're more comfortable, I guess. And I don't like tying things, but okay. Oh man, this is... Okay, so a size 5 is a little tight for me, but that'll at least protect my pants, so I'm not going to hurt my pants. So that's nice. My $13 Costco pants. All right, and then we'll throw on the gi top too, and that'll protect my $4 shirt.
Yep.
Okay.
Those are some beautiful high water style.
Okay.
Squeeze in there.
There we go. Okay. I'll just tie that up. That way it'll protect everything. Good. All right. Does that look too small? Does that look?
You know, it looks all right.
I
Kyle.
don't
Let me tell
think
you.
I would want to practice my martial arts techniques in this. Yeah.
You might lose a little bit of flexibility going in
Yeah,
there.
that's not going to
won't
work. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and you grab that canned soup. I'll grab the coconut. Let's bring this stuff outside and see what we can do with it. All right, so I'm noticing first off that this thing is extremely hard. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to break it, honestly. And then I've got to figure out a way to do this because I can't hold it and punch because I'm actually worried that I might hurt myself or something. So I think I'm gonna try. I was debating putting this in this hole there, but I was worried you guys would think I was hitting this soft area, which really isn't even soft. So I'm just gonna try laying it like that and just punch into it and see what it does. I don't know if this thing's gonna break or not. It's really solid. So I don't know, let's give it a whirl. We'll put it in slow-mo. Okay, so you can see that the knuckles actually cracked through it, but it hit my knuckles at the same time. Like you can see they're bleeding a little bit. So coconut's probably not the best bet for something to be hitting, but it did crack it, and there's water, like see all that water dripping out, which I should use to wipe my cuts. But it worked. I mean, it definitely worked. It's strong enough to break the coconut, but this is not our best bet for something to hit. I think we should try the can. Let's try the can. All right, so the can, I guess like this.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay, we ready to try the can? All right. Okay, so as you can see, it definitely punctured the can really nicely in a couple of spots. It's all over the table, but it honestly, my knuckles got so cut up from punching the can and punching the coconut that I think we're done with this one. But it definitely proved that it was strong enough to puncture these things, so that's awesome. But let's go ahead back inside and check on something else. All right, so I went and grabbed a couple of Band-Aids to cover up my bloody stump of a hand. And we were just discussing, I'm kind of annoyed because having Will in the video, he's so tall that it makes me look a lot shorter. And I don't like that. I mean, like I'm good if Amanda comes in and, you know, I look all big, but well, whatever. Okay,
Yeah.
So anyway, Amanda, why don't you hand me the next box? Awesome, thank you so much. Ooh, a big one. We usually don't do a big one right away.
Yeah, let's see what we got.
All right, what do we got?
Ah.
Oh, a sword. Very nice. Anything else in there? Oh, there's something else in there. I'll open this guy.
Got the stand.
All right.
Oh.
Okay, what do we have here? Ooh, that's pretty. Ah, I like that. That is awesome. Okay, let's just take a look at that really quick. What is the name of this? So this is called the Primal Warrior Katana. Oh wow, there's a lot of info on there for us. Okay, I'm just gonna set that up so we can look at it. First off, if we look at this closely, there's some things I really like about it and some things that I am not so fond of, but this is a really inexpensive sword, so we can't expect all the things that you would expect from a really high-end sword. But overall, I mean, this is really nice looking. I could see this sitting on my mantle at home. Really cool. I think that's awesome. Let's look at the blade. Oh yeah, that's nice. So this is a 1045 carbon steel blade, which 1045 is a fairly common steel on swords. It's not my favorite. I mean, if you're gonna go for a really high-end sword, you wanna try to look for at least a 1060 carbon steel sword, or a 1095 carbon steel, or a spring steel, or a tool steel. But this is good for a common sword, and 90% of people are not gonna notice any difference between that. It's just a 1045 carbon steel blade, just tends to be a little bit softer, and it doesn't hold an edge quite as well as like a 1060, which would be a little bit harder steel. But for most people, it's going to be just fine. A couple other things I noticed on this. What do you think of that scabbard?
Scabbard's awesome. It's got a really interesting design on it.
Yeah, it looks
awesome pattern. Doing like you said, it would look great mounted up on the wall.
Absolutely. I mean, I love the scabbard. I think it's so nice. But what I notice about it is a lot of the higher end swords use a wooden scabbard, and this is definitely a PVC scabbard, which a lot of people would think that that's a negative, but I actually see that as more of a positive for certain reasons. For one, the wooden scabbards, if they get wet, they can warp, they can mold. The PVC is not going to do that. And honestly, I mean, look at that design. It's difficult to get a design like that on a wooden scabbard. So I think that looks awesome. I think it's really cool. The other things I notice about this is we've got the traditional wrap, which I really like that traditional wrap. I love that color. I think that looks awesome. And you can see that it's got these little dragon manuki underneath the wrap, which looks really nice. I mean, that's like a nice little ornamental accent piece that they've added to the sword to just make it look a little bit nicer. The Suba is really cool.
Suba's got dragons on it.
Yeah, it's got dragons. I can't tell what type of metal that is. I'm gonna guess that's maybe, it's probably maybe a form of aluminum. It could be a steel, but it feels like a really nice Suba. I like that about it. Looks like there's a dragon on the end of the pommel too. Another thing about this though is one of the reasons this sword is so inexpensive is because if we look really closely at the handle, you can see that that is synthetic rayskin. That is not actual rayskin. Can you see that? Can you tell the difference on that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it still looks cool. And again, 90% of people won't even notice that. I mean, it looks really legitimate to me. And there are a lot of people that actually prefer a synthetic rayskin. But, you just got to know that if you're going to get a sword, a high-end sword, you kind of want to look for an authentic rayskin. It just makes the sword a little bit more valuable. But let's look at the blade itself. All right, so first off, I notice we have a hamon line on this blade. You can see it. It's not a very clean blade. It needs to be cleaned, but you can see the hamon line on that blade. But clearly, like if we look at that, look how wavy it is. Yeah. That's clearly been added for aesthetic purposes. That is not an authentic hamon line. It still looks really cool, and nobody's going to notice that. I mean, unless you're a sword person, you're really not going to notice that. But that's just one of those things you got to look for when you're buying a nice high-end sword. Let's see what else. Okay, so we've got a fuller. We've got a fuller on both sides of the blade there. A lot of people refer to that as a blood groove. And what that does is that just takes a little bit of weight off the sword and gives it a little bit more aesthetic appeal. So that's nice. Let's see, anything else you notice on this that's interesting?
I mean, it's going to weigh in at 2 pounds 4 ounces,
oh,
so it's
okay.
not terribly heavy either.
I guess we should probably mention those kind of things. Yeah, so it weighs 2 pounds 4 ounces, which is a really nice weight. Like, I actually feel like that would be really easy to swing. It's not too heavy. Its length without the scabbard is 39.5 inches. The length with the scabbard is 40.5 inches. Anything else? I think that's about it. Yeah. But you guys don't really care about that. You want to see us actually use this thing.
Absolutely.
So what do we use this on today, Will?
Well, why don't we test it out?
Oh yeah, I like that. It's a great idea.
Here.
What I like about that also is we're not going to get like staining all over this beautiful wrap either. So yeah, good idea. Let's use the seltzer water. I'll actually have you hit it. That'll be fun. So
let's see.
Cool. All right, we're going to go outside and hit this seltzer water. All right, I'm just going to shake it up. Should be good. Set it there and try to hit right here, Will. I'll tell you what, I am super impressed with Will on those strikes. I mean, he did a great swing, a perfect thrust, and that was awesome. It was fun seeing those bottles. And I don't know if you noticed, but there's a scene where he was swinging it, and I just like had to jump out of the way because the water was just splashing at me so bad. But yeah, I really like this sword. I think for an inexpensive sword, I think this is awesome. And it also comes with the sword bag, which is cool. And it comes with a stand too, which is kind of cool. I mean, you don't see that very often with the swords that they come with a stand. So it looks like we just kind of hook that on there, hook this one on there, and then you can just set up your sword. So, I mean, that's pretty awesome. I like that. I think that's really cool. But let's go ahead and put that away and just move on to the next item. Awesome. Perfect. Okay,
All
well,
right,
what do we got here?
What do we got? What do we got? Let's see.
And we still have the Dr. Thunder, which I'm excited about.
And we got Fanta too.
And Fanta. All right. All right.
All right, let's see what we got in here. Ooh,
Ooh,
Karambit.
nice. I love Karambits. You know, it's funny, since I've been doing these videos, I've gotten more and more excited every time I see a Karambit. I just love them so much. Okay, so this is called the Stealth Combat Karambit. So let's just take a look at this. Okay, upon first glance, I mean, that's pretty nice little case. I like that. It's got a, looks like a hard plastic impact resistant sheath. So I like that. Pretty nice looking. Looks like it's got a belt clip on there, and then the Karambit itself. Oh, that's different. That's different than other Karambits we've seen. So let's just take a look at that. So that's pretty cool. I guess the thing I noticed first off is that the blade is actually sharpened on both sides, which is awesome. And then it's got two rings on there. So we typically have the ring on the pommel, but this actually has the other ring up by the blade, which is interesting. I don't know if I like that or not. So if we put this on with my Band-Aids, we've got the jimping or the thumb grooves on top, which is pretty nice. So that feels pretty comfortable. I like that. But then we also have jimping on the other side as well, so you could hold it either way, which is kind of neat. I mean, I guess I'm used to doing Karambit techniques where you kind of flip it, and that kind of takes that all away because you've got that extra ring there for your other finger. But I can see how that gives you a little more control of your weapon. I like that. I'm actually kind of curious. Oh wow, okay, so look at that. So you could actually wear it in multiple ways if you wanted to, because you've got this sharpened here, so you could strike like that. We could put it like that, could strike like that. I guess that's probably not what we're supposed to do though, because if we're holding it this way, it looks like that blade could cut into your hand. So I wouldn't recommend using it like that. You should probably use it the standard way, like that, which would be pretty nice. The holes feel pretty comfortable. I mean, it feels like a pretty nice weapon. I like how light this is. This is 3.5 ounces.
Yeah, really, really light.
Really, really light.
It's sturdy.
And what is this? This is made out of a one piece of black coated stainless steel. So I like stainless steel for certain things. The aspect that I like about it is it's very corrosion resistant, so that's kind of nice. Stainless steel isn't my favorite for knives, but that is one aspect that's cool. And it just looks so sleek. I definitely like that. The weight's great. The knife length is 6.5 inches approximately. The blade length is approximately 3 inches. And let's see, is there anything else to really say about it? Not really. I guess my favorite thing is that this is sharpened on both sides of the blade. I think that's awesome. So what do we want to do with this thing then?
Well, we do have these two bottles of...
Two bottles of soda.
We got Fanta, we got Dr. Thunder.
Yeah.
We can do some damage to those.
Let's do that. That sounds good. Okay, so let's go ahead and take this outside and just see how well it can slice. I actually want to try slicing it a couple different ways. So yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to go outside. All right, so this is going to be messy, so I'm actually going to start by putting this guy on again. Yeah. All right. And I think I'm going to do the Dr. Thunder. So I think that'll be good. I'm going to grab this guy and shake it up. Oh man, I can feel that's just getting tight in there. Oh, this is going to be bad, Amanda. Bad. Okay, I'm just going to set that on there like that. Okay, cool. All right, so I am going to strike it like this, the standard Karambit style. We'll do slow-mo. So you ready? All right, well that Dr. Thunder exploded so beautifully. I loved it. Now we get to try the Fanta. And Will, you're going to try slicing it a little bit different, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go in this kind of way, slashing across.
Nice. All right.
See how that works.
Shake this up, get this on here, and I'm going to move out of the way because that was so messy. All right, and let's go into slow-mo. Perfect. Well, that was awesome. I don't know if you could tell by the expression on my face and how much I had to run for cover, but man, that was bad. I'm so glad I wore this gi. That's awesome. But I'm going to take that off now. I don't think I need that anymore. But really a great karambit. I was digging that. Pretty nice. I'm not used to that double ring, but pretty cool. So let's go ahead and put that away and look at something else. All right, Amanda, what you got next for us?
There you go.
Awesome.
All
There
right,
we go.
let's see what we got.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, a knife.
Ooh, it looks
So-
like a stiletto.
Okay, so this is the wood grain stiletto. Ooh, that's got a nice weight to it.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, let's just look at that. And, oh wow, that was awesome. That was a really nice spring assist. Let's just see that again. Ooh, wow. That is one of the best spring assists I've ever seen on a knife. Just really, really nice. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so this has a 440 stainless steel blade, and I guess some of the things I really like about it is it's got this thumb release on the lock blade, which just makes it super easy to release that blade. So I like that a lot, and that is a really tight blade. That's really nice. Now this is an inexpensive knife for sure, but as far as inexpensive knives go, this one's actually really, really nice. The blade is nice and sharp. I like that. The tip is super sharp, and just the design is really nice. Like, that's kind of like a matte finish steel looking design. And then we've got this wood grain for the handle. So that looks really cool. I like that a lot. Feels like a nice knife. And then we've also got this pocket clip on there, which I like pocket clips when they have this little kind of ergonomic design to them, so we can put our finger around it really nice and be able to control the knife well. So I really like that about it. Looks like the blade length is approximately 4 inches. The overall length is 8.75 inches, and it's got a weight of approximately 4.5 ounces. So as far as that weight goes, that's pretty nice.
Solid, solid.
I actually like that a lot, and I don't see anything else we really need to tell you about it, but we do have this pineapple here, so let's just put the pineapple up here. And if you want to just give it, okay, I'll give it.
You have a go at this
Okay,
one.
so I guess the thing that I like the most about this blade is just how sharp it is on the tip. And okay, so let's just give that a little stab. Oh wow, that's just so nice. And so, I mean, just went in there so
easy.
Oh geez, just
Yeah.
and then we'll give it a little slice too. Oh yeah, just right through. That's beautiful. I mean, for such an inexpensive knife, I actually really like this. Like, I could see this being a beautiful everyday carry weapon. I think this is awesome. Yeah, it's just, I mean, look at that, just right through. I mean, that's awesome. I mean,
All the
what
way
a
through the
beautiful-
pineapple.
Beautiful knife. Beautiful
Yeah.
little inexpensive knife. I think that's awesome. So yeah, let's go ahead and put that away and look at something else. All right, Amanda, what you got for me? Okay. All right.
Let's see
There
what
you
it
go.
is. Okay. What do we have? Uh-oh.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Oh, crap.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so this is the anti-grab stun gun. Dang, man. Okay, so if you saw my video a couple of months ago, I did the anti-grab stun baton, and what's cool about them is they're a little bit different than a normal stun baton or a normal stun gun in that they have this grab guard up on front. So if you're using it and someone tries to grab it from you, it's gonna shock the heck out of them. And did you see the video that I did?
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I grabbed the stun baton in the previous video, Amanda was holding it and she was kind of coming at me, and I grabbed it, and it hurt so bad because there are all these nerves in your hand. It hurt so bad grabbing onto it that it was way more painful than when I normally get stunned in my arm or in my hip. So I'm just gonna let you guys know I'm not gonna grab this thing because that hurt way too bad. But I am gonna let Will stun me with this. Just because we've got to test them out. So this one says it is 120 million volts. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that we don't really take that number seriously because the manufacturers just throw a voltage number on the stun gun to make them look like they're stronger than other stun guns. Plus, when you're looking at voltage, it's not really an accurate way to describe the strength of a stun gun. You've also got to look at amperage, you got to look at current. There's other characteristics you have to look at with a stun gun. But I have a feeling this one's really strong. But there's some things I really, really love about this stun gun. So let's just take a closer look at it. So first off, it looks like we've got an LED light, so I like that a lot. And it's a simple one too. It's just push the button up and you've got the LED light. So I like that. And then I also noticed that there is this little thing on here that tells you your battery status. So this is your battery status indicating light. So you can see that I've got some blue dots there showing that it is charged up right now, so it's ready to go. I actually like that. You don't see that very often on stun guns, so that's pretty cool. And then, oh wow, okay, so we can tell right here that it's got a personal alarm on it too. And so I've got the flashlight mode on, so I'm guessing that if I pull this trigger, the personal alarm's going to go off. So I'm just going to warn you guys who are watching the video, if you have headphones on, definitely take them off or turn down your volume because this might hurt your ears. But I'm going to go ahead and do the personal alarm, so let's see how loud this is. Okay, so you know, it's funny too because anytime I rewatch these videos afterwards, you hear the volume on the camera kind of go down for a minute. It's because the camera microphone can't handle that high pitch of a sound. So kind of interesting. But okay, so then we, it looks like we put this up one more and then push the trigger. So that turned the safety off, we can see. And there we go. So it's definitely able to stun just fine. So that's awesome. It's comfortable. It's super comfortable in my hand. I like that a lot. We actually have the wrist strap here. It's not one of the wrist straps that when you pull it off, it turns off the system. It's just a standard wrist strap. And then it looks like we also have the micro USB cord that plugs into there to charge it up. So that's nice. Anything else I need to tell you about this?
It's got the belt loop case too.
Oh yeah, it comes with the case. Yeah, so it's a nylon case.
Easy to carry.
Belt loop. That's pretty cool. I'm not a huge fan of these kind of things just because I want my weapon to be easily accessible. So when you have it in a case, you got to kind of open it up and take it out. I'd prefer it to just be in my pocket, ready to grab quickly.
And that's definitely pocket sized.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's a good size. So this is 6.5 inches long. It weighs approximately 5 ounces. The weight is actually really nice, and it's a comfortable stun gun. I can't think of anything else to tell you about it.
Yeah, see, if you could be out jogging, you could just easily put it in, a jacket pocket like this. Easy fit,
absolutely.
Easy access.
Absolutely.
So light enough to carry too for something like that.
So the only thing I don't like when I look at this is it's got these prongs up here, which are just a little different looking. But I guess I kind of like it because it's almost like a sharp point if you had to strike someone with it, but it's just different. I'm not used to seeing that, but we need to test how strong this thing is. So I think what I'm going to have you do, because what always happens every time we do a stun gun is as soon as that sound, I hear the sound, and as soon as it hits me for the first second, I jump away. That's just instinct. There's no way around it. We did a video 6 months ago where I tried to keep moving forward as Amanda was stunning me. I couldn't do it. There's just something about the sound and then the initial shock that almost forces you to move back. Now, if somebody's on drugs like crystal meth or something like this is not going to be very effective. You need to also have additional self-defense techniques at your disposal. But this one seems pretty strong. So I'm going to have you grab my arm and just shock me for a second.
I'll try to keep it short. I'll try to keep it short.
But just so I'm not jumping away immediately.
All right,
so
okay,
let's do it. Ah, jeez! Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
I think that's left some red marks. That's good. Okay. Good. All right. So yeah, we gave that one a good go. I'm still shaking a little bit. No, I'm not going to do it to you. But that's still singing. And you can see my arms turning red there a little bit. So it's definitely effective. If you're going to actually use it on an attacker, you're going to go for the neck, the groin. You're not going to typically hit an arm. So that's going to be more effective if you hit one of the places on the body that, a stun gun's meant to be hitting. But I'm impressed with this. I think it's awesome. I think it's got everything I really like. Like the personal alarm is just a great feature to have. The anti-grab guard I think is awesome. If you saw my other video, just grabbing that thing hurts so bad. So I'm super into this stun gun. I think it's awesome. But I don't think there's anything else for me to tell you about it. But if you have any questions on this item or any of the other weapons I showed off in this video, definitely leave them in the comments below. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel, and check out KarateMart.com because we've got all sorts of new and cool items we've recently added to the website that I'm so excited about. But until next week, we'll see you Weapons Wednesday.